Hey everybody, Gary with Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at a trade setup we had for the afternoon in crude. You can see that in the overnight, crude just tanked in the overnight. Big drop in the overnight in crude. Then we end up coming into the U.S. session, and we left this really strong bullish hammer right here. And you can see that even as price was moving its way lower, momentum was starting to strengthen. See how your histograms are strengthening even though we're moving lower? So that was a hint right there that things may be changing in crude. But then we left this really bullish 30-minute hammer right here. Big, giant bottoming tail. The body of the bar was all buying. Closed right near the top. And then crude just kind of worked its way higher from there. Big bullish bar again right there, right up to the 200 EMA. We know that the 200 and the 50 EMAs are always sticking points, significant support and resistance at these levels. Ran right up to 200, pulled back a little, went above them, couldn't stay above them. And then we had, right in here is where we had our afternoon setup. Had a bullish bar right here, opened right there, little bottoming tail, closed very near the top, ran into the 200, couldn't quite get above there again. Next bar, bottoming tail, and this was our trigger bar. Pushed down, and then bounced up, and then the entire body of this bar was all buying, got through the 200 and the 50, closed above it, and crude continued to move higher. But right in here, this is where we got our afternoon setup, and we actually traded it off the Renko chart. You set up the bull flag right here, and this was a strong bullish bar that triggered it in, because again, you opened right there, pushed down, but then left that bottoming tail, all buying right into the trigger of the bull flag. And this is what that looked like on the Renko chart. And this was the actual setup. You were working your way higher. Again, we mentioned how crude was working its way higher. So your trend was up, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And then right in here is where we had that 30-minute setup. You were triggering, at this point you hadn't actually quite triggered that bull flag yet, but you were leaving that bottoming tail on the triggering bar. And you had a fast and slow line zero touch, all moving averages in alignment, price above the smooth 50, above the cloud, 50 SMA above the smooth 50, 18 EMA above the 34 EMA, above the 50 SMA, and above the smooth 50. So everything in alignment, and then a nice momentum reset right here. You had a fast and slow line zero touch, so you had plenty of room for momentum to accelerate our trade in the direction we wanted to go. And then crude continued to run its way higher throughout the day. Now this is a little deceiving. This little area right in here was actually a pretty long period of time, but nice strong push to the upside. If you didn't sit through this pullback, which you may not have, you had a wick off the 18 right here, Trender Pro 2.0 signal, still with a bullish 30-minute chart, and our target was 41.28 in crude, and we ran right up there to the tick. 41.28 was the high right there, and that was our target. Now, right towards the end of the night, pushed up past that just a little bit, but we ran up to our target. So, nice trade in crude. Again, if you actually took the fast and slow line zero touch, nice entry. Your entry would have been around 40.56. Again, our target was up at 41.28. So, potentially, again, depends all on how you traded this. Potentially $700 per contract. If you didn't sit through the pullback in here, you probably grabbed at least $500 per contract off of that, got back in again, and ran up to target. So a nice Renko entry with our 30-minute chart confirmation.